All right. Welcome to McKenzie Stadium here Friday night for our second of our doubleheader. I'm Ryan Vassweiner. I'm here with Kyle Bleeke.
We have another doozy tonight, a rivalry game, Union versus Camas.
Yeah, it's Union versus Camas. It's always a huge rivalry. It's senior night here for the Union Titans. There's a lot on the line. Camas having a pretty good year. They're sitting 5-2. Union struggle a little bit. They're the inverse of that. They're sitting 2-5. But when it comes to rivalry games, anything can happen. Last week, Camas did beat Prairie 22-7. Union took a big loss to Skyview 42-6. So Camas on their end, they had a big game offensively last week. Their quarterback, Tyson Ruggiero, had 180 passing yards. In addition to that, he had 158 rushing yards as well. The running back, Thor Brody, 75 rushing yards with that included a 46-yard receiving touchdown. And something else to note for the Camas Papermakers is that Camas has not allowed double-figure scoring in the past 3 weeks. So Union certainly has a tall task ahead of them tonight. But like I said, anything can happen in a rivalry game.
Sure. Explosive games from Camas, explosive plays, while limiting those on the defensive side. Like you mentioned, Union really has their work cut out for them tonight. Camas defeating Prairie by a similar score Evergreen did, and Union tied Evergreen, so in theory, could be fairly even here.
Yeah, and that is Zachary Jones with the reception off the kickoff. He makes his way out to the far sideline. He's trying to cut back inside. He's still up and moving. He's going to return this all the way back into Union territory. That ball's going to be spotted on the 37-yard line. Great field position to start for the Camas Papermakers.
And exactly the start you wanted if you're Camas here. Union on the flip side. Really wish you would have gotten a stop there, but see what the defensive unit for the Titans can do.
Yeah, with that return, my apologies, it was number 8, Thor Brody.
Thor Brody, one of those to watch out for Union. Star running back there.
We've got a false start to start the game off for Camas.
Thor Brody, a junior running back, 5'10", 180. Keep your eye out for Tyson Ruggiero, like Ryan mentioned, a 6'4", 200-pound senior for the Papermakers.
Ruggiero hands this one off to Brody. Brody trying to miss the corner. That ball pops loose. They're going to call him down on contact. And it's going to be second, and we're going to keep it 2nd and 15.
And that's exactly the start you wanted after that rough kickoff, but
Brody again. Brody tries to cut this one back up the middle. He is going to get a gain. Takes him back to the original line of scrimmage. That brings up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Union forcing that fumble here early really makes Camas second guess a couple things and keeps them on edge. 3rd and 10 for the Papermakers here.
We've got a player down for the Titans.
Looks to be a left arm injury. And with that, we're going to get a good look at Camas there in the crisp white uniforms, red pants, Union solid red with the black numbers.
Kyle, you will never be so thankful because you didn't have to experience this, that Union is in their red jerseys tonight. Previous years, they've come out with some uniforms with metallic numbers, and let me tell you, from the booth here, impossible to see. It's a broadcaster's worst nightmare.
Those are tough games. Fortunately, tonight we've got the black on red for Union and what looks to be red and black on white. So both teams helping us out here in the booth here in our complaints. Number 77, Michael Tights. Gonna come off the field for Union. Gonna take a few. 3rd and 10 for the Papermakers. 77 for Camas now. Evan Ducliffe, offensive lineman, coming on the field. Let's see what Ruggiero has up his sleeve.
Ruggiero rolls out. He decides to keep it. He finds a hole. He makes his way all the way out to the outside. This is going to be a touchdown for Camas. That throws 6 points up on the board for the Papermakers.
36-yard score there for Ruggiero. Excellent play call there from the Papermakers, along with a great fake lateral there.
Yeah, it was a great option that Ruggiero decided to go ahead and keep as he saw just the seas part for him.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, too, like you mentioned, just on the ground, very lethal back there. But as a 6'4" quarterback, pretty rare, pretty impressive. Huge spread offense here for Camas.
Looks like we've got an equipment issue for the Papermakers, so they'll get a quick substitution here. Yeah, I mean, after that run from Ruggiero, it's no surprise now that I look at his stats from last week.
Yeah, just blazing speed back there. Luke Parbon in it, sort of a wildcat.
And they do go ahead and convert the 2-point conversion. They find number 33, Hayden Ullman.
Fun little play there from Camas. Here's a replay of the run.
Yeah, you see Ruggiero. I mean, he just tucks it and takes off.
Yeah, just froze the defense there. Outrun Cameron Roy for the score. Nothing Camas. 80 seconds into the game. 3 rushing attempts from Ruggiero, keeping it himself. Total of 46 yards on those 3 plays. Ryan, what can we expect here from the Union offense now?
I think if you're Union, the biggest thing tonight is you have to protect the football. You have to protect your possessions. You can't give up silly turnovers, right? And so you're going to have to just kind of plug your way against this Camas defense. Like I said, Camas defense, especially over the last 3 weeks, has been extremely stingy with points allowed. So you have to capitalize on every single opportunity that you have.
And Union this year has used sort of a trifecta of alternating quarterbacks throughout several weeks. We have a senior starting tonight.
And that is going to be fielded, but it does go into the end zone. So the Titans are going to go ahead and start their drive from their own 20-yard line, as that ball was fielded by Caleb Cruz.
And Blake McDonald for the Titans starting at quarterback tonight on senior night. But we have seen we have seen Armani Tonga and Gabe Kilgris throughout the year as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Union deploys all 3 of these gentlemen. But again, number 15, Blake McDonald, going to start here for them. Not a single safety back for Camas.
And McDonald's going to take a big sack to go ahead and start this series off.
That was Hayden Ullman, the man that caught the 2-point conversion reception.
Yeah, I mean, McDonald doesn't even see him coming.
Yeah, fortunate he held onto the ball there.
That's going to be kept by McDonald up the middle, fake off to Zim Vu, who is starting in the backfield for the Titans tonight. He's going to make up a little bit of ground there, McDonald will, so that brings up 3rd down. It's a very quick 3rd down and long.
And Zim Vu, a freshman, starting for the Titans on senior night.
McDonald drops back, rolls out, trying to avoid pressure. He fumbles that football. And we will see who comes up with this deep into Titan territory. And it looks like the Titans are going to go ahead and keep it. But that's a lot of offensive pressure that the Titans, or a lot of defensive pressure that the Titans have had to face as we start this game.
Yeah, that's going to force an early Union punt here. 3 plays for a total of negative 10 yards. 4th and 20 coming up.
Punter number 36, Joshua Fish.
Punting from his own end zone. Looks like we have Armani Dukes back to receive.
And it does take a Titan bounce. It's ultimately going to be down at the 39-yard line. So great field position for the Papermakers to start their second drive of the evening.
All right, Camas, 3.5 minutes in, up 8-0. Ruggiero back in at quarterback.
This time they hand the ball off. Oh no, Ruggiero keeps it. This looks like a very similar play to where they scored on the first time. He finds his way into the same area of the end zone, and that's going to put up another 6 points for the Papermakers.
That's a 39-yard score there. And again, just, well, there is a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is here. As it stands, though, that is going to be a 39-yard score for Ruggiero and the Papermakers. 4 plays in, 2 of them have gone for touchdowns for Camas, both long. 136, 139. Ruggiero, very impressive, just stopping on a dime, able to cut in and out, and the blocking for Camas has been very impressive as well.
Yeah, it certainly has been.
Camas coach and the referee getting together here. Points will stand. This is going to be the point after attempt taken by number 15, Carter Pack. 5'7" senior for the Papermakers.
So it looks like the penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, so the touchdown is good. This time Carter Pack is going to attempt the extra point for the Papermakers. Ball is up, and it is good, and that's going to bring the total to 15.
Here's a replay, and watch the fake handoff right there to number 5, Jack Uhler, and that cut.
Yeah, Ruggiero just has impressive speed. I mean, once he gets any type of separation into the open field.
Yeah, pretty impressive, too. You can see him just towering over Union out there. And no Titans able to catch him. All right, Union back to receive the kick. We've got the palindrome numbers. We have 42 and 24. We've got Johnny Hobson and Caleb Cruz back to receive. Hobson, a freshman, and Cruz, a sophomore. A couple of young guys back there for Union. Here is Pack with the kick.
And this one's going to be sent well out of the end zone. So the Titans are once again going to go ahead and start this drive on their own 20.
Let's see if Union sticks with McDonald here back in at quarterback. And again, thank you for tuning in with us tonight. Friday evening, rain has ceased. Kind of turned into a beautiful little night here.
It really has. Fog's starting to roll in just a little bit, but you see it under the lights.
Does look like McDonald is back in at quarterback. Spread offense for Union.
McDonald drops back, looking downfield. He finds a target, and that's going to fall well and complete. Intended receiver there, Keenan Kessel.
Second and 10 coming up.
McDonald's got Vu in the backfield. That's a high snap. McDonald was able to go to recover, but he's scrambling. Ultimately, he is going to go ahead and get sacked.
Stays on his feet for much longer than he rightfully should have.
And I'm sorry, that's not Blake McDonald. That is Armani Tonga that has been brought into the game.
So far, not a positive play as far as yardage goes for Union.
Tonga's got Vu just off to his left. Tonga rolls out. Now he starts to scramble, makes his way out of the pocket, trying to find some sort of positive momentum. He ends up gaining a yard out of that play.
He ran about 84 yards for those 2 yards. There. Fourth down coming up. That is Union's first offensive gain of positive yards here.
Yeah, Vu just broken play. He just has to scramble out of this, try to get anything he can out of it.
Gets out to nearly both hash marks and ends up right in the middle again. Another punt from Union's own end zone.
Carter Pack. And I think that ball might have been tipped. It's ultimately going to sit
now
at the 20-yard line, but I don't know if this ball was touched by Camas. Okay, it was recovered by Camas. That was strange. I don't know if that Camas player slipped, but he kicked it.
He almost looked like he was going for it with his big toes, right?
Yeah.
It is going to be, here's a replay. Let's see. It does look like.
It looks like that Camas did get a hand on it.
Yeah, Jack Roberts, and here comes the slide.
He does slip. He does slip. He's able to go ahead and recover it. So Camas is going to go ahead and start this drive on the 21-yard line deep into Union territory. And Ruggiero decides to keep this one as well.
Yeah, Camas kind of lucked out on that punt here, it seems. This is going to be Ruggiero gaining maybe 6 or 7. We're going to mark him at the 11. It's going to be good for 10 and a first down.
Brody takes this one. He tries to make the corner. He cuts back up inside. He's going to be brought down right at the 2-yard line. It is going to be short of the first down, it looks like. It's going to bring up second and short. This one's handed off to Brody. Brody muscles his way into the end zone, and that's going to be another touchdown for the Papermakers. That's going to extend this lead to 21 with the extra point attempt coming.
21-0, 3 rushing scores for Camas on just a total of 7 rushing plays. Pack for the kick.
It looks like that kick was actually performed by Jackson Tyler, running dual kickers for the Papermakers. So it is good through the uprights. That brings the total to 22. And early in this game, with 5:46 remaining, Union's currently trailing by 3 scores.
Yeah, and it's tough to beat Camas when they're scoring on 40% of their plays, and that's what we're seeing here so far in the early going. And Ruggiero with a couple scores on the ground. Thor just added one of his own. Thor Brody. We haven't seen it yet. I believe Ruggiero is a lefty as well. Really reminiscent of sort of Michael Vick out there, just like a run-first quarterback,
Yeah.
a lefty. Yeah, very impressive start for Camas here so far.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Camas this year here on the EPS Sports Network. I've been impressed so far from what I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, really couldn't have asked for a better start here. Just Union so far negative 15 yards, and Camas up to 105 yards rushing. I mean,
this ball is going to be fielded into the end zone. So once again, the Titans are going to go ahead and start this drive on their own 20.
yeah, what do you do here if you are Union?
You've got to figure out a way to get your quarterback a little bit of time.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, he has been under pressure consistently here in the early going.
So Tonga comes out as quarterback for the Titans. He's got Sim Vu lined up just off his left shoulder. Chappell moves out wide. I'm sorry, that was EJ Tonga. This time this ball is going to be handed off to Vu. And Vu's able to go ahead and get a gain of about 3.
Austin Parker right there to meet him early in that play. Another injury here.
Looks like Vu just got maybe a little pincher, but he's certainly sitting a little uncomfortable at the moment.
Yeah, we're about halfway through the first quarter here. Again, Camas 22-0, just completely overpowering Union so far.
So as Vu takes a breather, Corbin Wade checks in at the running back position.
Armani Tonga back there in at quarterback, waiting for the play call here.
Tonga finds his receiver out into the flat. That's Chase Moore. Moore able to go ahead and pick up really about 6 yards there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Luke Parbin again right there with the tackle. First completion of the night for Union. Goes for about 6.
This one's handed off. It was Vu. Vu's going to go ahead and be able to pick up a first down, get a gain of 2 out of it. That's going to move the chains for the first Titan first down of the evening. Vu's going to go ahead and take the handoff. He's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss. It's going to be a loss of about 5, and that's going to go ahead and bring up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, this Camas defense just living in the Union backfield right now, and just not much you can do if you're the Titans here. It looks like it's just 4 on the defensive front for Camas.
Tonga threading the needle to find his receiver. That pass completed to Kellen Brown. However, he's only going to see a gain of about 2 on that. That brings up 3rd and 13. So 3rd and long situation for the Titans. Tonga finds his target in Kellen Brown, but Brown not able to go ahead and bring that pass in, so that brings up 4th down.
Incredible defense there from Carmelo Davis, able to meet him at the point of contact or at the point of a reception and knock it loose, bringing up 4th down here.
So they are going to go ahead and bring out the kicker, Joshua Fish. He's got a little bit more room to work with this punt as he's standing on his 15-yard line. He was able to get it off, not a great punt. It is going to take a bit of a Titan bounce, and it's going to ultimately go out of bounds at the Camas Papermaker 49-yard line.
That's 3 drives, 3 punts that Camas has forced so far. Camas with 3 possessions of their own and getting touchdowns on all 3.
Ruggiero comes back out at quarterback for the Papermakers. Thor Brody at the running back position.
And there's Ruggiero, Camas quarterback. You can sort of just see the size difference too right now on the defensive, on both lines.
Ruggiero keeps this one. He rolls out to the left. He finds his way along the touch line. He's able to avoid a few tackles, ultimately brought down at the 25-yard line. Another big run from Tyson Ruggiero.
And he is so good too at just faking those handoffs. And I've certainly been fooled a couple times up here. I'm sure it's a little bit more difficult on the field, but man, he is very elusive, a magician back there.
Yeah, well, he's impressive when he runs because he's got the speed, but on top of that, he's able to pick his head up and really see the field and get those extra yards where a lot of quarterbacks, especially at this level, would either run out of bounds or just take a hit. This time he drops back to pass. He's going to keep this one, make his way out towards the sideline, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds right around. Looks like the 16-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 9.
Yeah, just stiff arms number 2, Kellen Brown there. Gets him close to the first down. Ruggiero, 125 rushing yards already. Less than 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
That's impressive.
We're going to get a penalty.
And this is going to be a false start. This is going to go against the Papermakers, back them up 5. So we're going to go ahead and replay second down this time and moves it back to 2nd and 6.
Camas 11 plays, all rushing, not a single passing attempt so far.
Ruggiero keeps this one on the option, does pitch it to Thor Brody. Brody unable to really gain any headway. It is ultimately a gain of 2, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
Pretty good catch there from Brody, too, because that easily could have slipped through his hands. That was a little high and a little hard, but gets his hands on it, gets a couple of yards. Might be the first, well, I guess this is the second third down we've seen from the Papermakers. Last time we saw a third down went for a 36-yard score. Let's see what Ruggiero has planned.
Ruggiero keeps this one. He drops it back to pass. He's looking for his target over the middle, and he finds that's Charlie Barr for the touchdown. Barr able to go ahead and create separation from his defender. He finds himself wide open in the middle of the end zone.
First passing play of the night for Camas goes for a TD. Ruggiero to Barr, 19 yards. Camas looking to make it 29-0, 11 minutes into the game.
This extra point attempted by Carter Pack. Hold is good. And that ball does go through the uprights. That brings a total of 29-0. Here with 1:03 left in the first quarter, we're going to see a replay here. Ruggiero finding Charlie Barr in the middle of the end zone. Great catch by Barr.
Yeah, even better throw. Really, Ruggiero just puts it where Union can't get it. He gives Barr an opportunity, and Barr capitalizes here. Union cheerleaders still into it, despite the 29-point deficit here in the first quarter. It's a little early for, it's 13 minutes early for this conversation, Ryan, but there is a mercy rule. Second half, if one team is up by 40, we will get a running clock that only stops for scoring plays. So as long as the margin of victory stays 40 points, that clock will continue to run in the second half.
In the second half. We've got Johnny Hobson. But this time it's going to be fielded by Caleb Cruz. Cruz finds his way up towards the near hash mark. Good return by Cruz. He's brought down at the 30-yard line.
Maxwell Gibson takes him down. 1st and 10, Titans, 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Looking to not only get some points on the board, but make it beyond half field here.
Let's see if Armani Tonga can set up some sort of offensive momentum for the Titans. Tonga keeps this one, and he's going to be hit in the backfield for a loss. It's going to be a loss of 4. It brings up 2nd and 14.
A loss of 3 there, and really, I'm just not sure what you're supposed to do if you're Union so far. I mean, they are at net negative 13 yards for the game. Just consistently getting tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Tonga rolls out, trying to find his tight end, Landon Jenkins, or his wide receiver, Landon Jenkins, and that's going to fall incomplete. That brings up 3rd and 13. I mean, you just take a look at the lineups, and the defensive line for the Papermakers just completely is oversized when you compare that to the Titans. I mean, the starting linemen for the Papermakers, they're sitting 280, 275, 265, right? Their smallest guy is sitting 230, and it's shown that they can just absolutely overpower the Titan offensive line at this point. Tonga drops back to fire a pass. He makes it complete. They're gonna give him forward progress. It's gonna be a gain of about 6, maybe 7. That pass completed to EJ Tonga.
Armani to EJ. Gonna bring up another 4th down.
So that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So we're going to go ahead and swap sides as we're sitting 4th and 7.
Yeah, he touched on the size difference of Camas. Looking at some of these heights, too, you have Ruggiero standing 6'4" back in at quarterback. Barr, the receiver that caught that high pass, was 6'3". You've got a couple guys. Armani Dukes return a punt. He's 6'2". Cade Lukens, Eli Heyman, both 6 foot. You've got Zachary Jones, a 6'3" defensive lineman and a tight end. A lot of these guys are they're big boys.
Oh, they are big. I mean, going down at, during the pregame to go ahead and get, offensive starters and that type of thing, walking through that Camas team, I'm like, are we really calling a high school football game right now? I mean, these guys are skying over me, and it's certainly impressive, and it's a tall task for this Titan team to deal with tonight.
Have you ever driven through the Redwood Forest? Like, was it sort of reminiscent of that, where you're looking up and just these guys are just towering over you out there?
Yeah, I haven't, but I can imagine it'd be very similar to that. And that punt is going to run into Armani Tonga. It is going to be recovered by the Titans, but it's going to result in a turnover. So the Papermakers are going to start in very good field position on the Titan 18-yard line.
Yeah, not much going Union's way here. That is a great blocked punt. Unfortunately, Union blocks the Union punt. Here's a replay.
Yeah, that punt just goes right into Armani Tonga's leg. And it sets up really good field position for the Papermakers.
And this is where Ruggiero shines too. Camas looking to extend their lead. First play of the second half. Double handoff.
Thor Brody ends up with the ball. It's going to be a gain of, it looks like 3, gain of 3. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Sixth carry of the game for Brody, up to 20 yards.
Rosario dropping back, looking for a pass, finds his tight end over the middle. That was Owen Doyle. Brings up 3rd and 1. Brody's going to take this handoff, go straight up the gut. He's still fighting as he makes it inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first down and set up 1st and goal. That ball's going to be spotted on the 4-yard line. High snap. They do get the handoff to Brody. It's going to be a gain of a yard. That brings up 2nd and goal from 3.
Looked like a little bit of confusion there between Ruggiero and Brody. Brody eventually gets both hands on that. Gets maybe a yard.
Ruggiero keeps this one. Looking for his tight end once again. That's going to go ahead and fall incomplete.
Tough play there from Ruggiero. Really not very open. Tries to force it and it falls incomplete. His first incompletion of the night.
So that's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. The Papermakers are going to go for it here. Oh, it is 3rd down. My apologies.
Flag on the field. False start, Camas.
So that will back them up 5. It takes them to the 8-yard line. Still, we're going to go ahead and replay 3rd down. Ruggiero has Thor Brody lined up just to his left. This time he fires a pass to the corner. And he's going to go ahead and make it in for a touchdown. That's number 10, Charlie Barr. And that's his 2nd touchdown of the evening.
Yeah, right back to Barr. Sort of a similar play without the play action as the last one that fell incomplete. That's going to be a 9-yard score. Extends the lead 35-0. Camas looking to tack on one more here with a point after.
Jackson Tyler with the extra point attempt. They do get the hold down, and that extra point attempt is going to be good, and that pushes the total to 36. Here's the replay. You see Ruggiero to Charlie Barr. Barr just fighting for every inch, trying to get into that end zone.
Good attempt there from Bo Newman to bring him down, but just that's a 6-inch height difference between those two guys. Bo Newman standing 5'10". Charlie Barr towering over him at 6'3". Barr's got an extra 35 pounds on him too. It's just tough to win that battle. 36-0. Camas to kick to Union. Union still looking for their first play in Camas territory tonight.
Jackson Tyler to kick this ball off for the Papermakers. We've got Caleb Cruz and Johnny Hobson back to receive for the Titans.
Lefties all over the field. We've got a lefty kicker, lefty quarterback for Camas.
And this is going to go out of the end zone. So for the 4th straight time, the Titans are going to go ahead and start their drive on the 20-yard line.
Do you expect to see Armani Tonga still back in at quarterback? Do you think Union switches it up a little bit?
At this point, I don't see you taking your quarterback out. I mean, it's the score is certainly starting to get away from you. You certainly want to try to prevent injury and that type of thing, but this also gives an opportunity to get your quarterback time to get in there and fight, right? Get some positive momentum. Tonga decides to go ahead and keep this, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. The ball's going to be spotted at the 16-yard line, so it's going to be a loss of 4. Looks like a loss of 3. They spotted it at the 17. The offensive line for the Titans is just no match for their counterparts across from them. Tonga keeps this. He fires a bullet over to his right. He does find a completion, finding his receiver, Bo Newman.
And that's what you need there if you're Union.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Union's longest play of the night on that 8-yard reception.
Tonga looking into the flat. That pass is going to be dropped, and that is going to go ahead and bring up 4th down. Intended receiver there was number 49, Zim Vu, the running back.
Punting unit back on the field here.
Joshua Fish, the punter for the Titans.
Play clock down to 10. Looks like number 5, Ronan Loop, back to receive. I'm sorry.
Fish gets that one away cleanly. It is fielded by Thor Brody. Brody trying to make his way back upfield. There is a penalty on the play. Ultimately, Brody is brought down at the Union Titan 36-yard line. We'll see where this ball ends up after the penalty sorted out.
Yeah, Camas has really been just not only living in the behind the line of scrimmage when they're on defense, but is just constantly starting every drive in Union territory.
So Union gets a little help here with a holding call against the Papermakers. So that backs them up to the 48-yard line. In for quarterback for the Papermakers is now Benjamin Druckman.
Druckman, another 6'3", 180 junior.
We've got an encroachment penalty on the Papermakers, so that's going to go ahead and back them up 5 more.
Thor Brody still in at running back.
This one's handed off to Brody. Brody makes his way through the middle of the field. He's got 2 more defenders to beat, and he continues to fight. He's ultimately brought down at the 22-yard line. Big rushing carry for Thor Brody.
35-yard rush there. Just refuses to go down. Here's a replay. Initial contact made right around the 45-yard line. Goes for another 28.
Yeah, I mean, it took 3 Titans to go ahead and bring Brody down. All right, so we're going to end up with 1st and 10 for the Papermakers with the line of scrimmage on the 22-yard line. It is Benjamin Druckman in a quarterback for the Papermakers, Thor Brody in a running back. Druckman keeps this one, fires a missile over the middle.
Pretty good coverage there from Union. It does look like it is going to be a pass interference, though. Maybe just got a hand wrapped around. $15-yard penalty.
Looks like half the distance to the goal, so the ball's going to be spotted on the 11-yard line. So it is 1st and 10. Here's the replay. Druckman just firing a missile right over the middle.
Yeah, it does look like Union got wrapped around the waist there.
Druckman hands this one off to Brody. Brody finds the hole up the middle, continuing to move his feet. Whistle is finally blown as Brody crosses the threshold of the 4-yard line.
Going to be a gain of 7, bringing Brody's total to 68 yards on 10 carries, averaging just a hair under 7 yards per carry.
Druckman hands this off to Brody once more. Brody finds his way into the end zone for another Papermaker touchdown. That's going to go ahead and bring the total to 42 for the Papermakers.
That is Brody's second rushing score of the night. 72 yards on 11 attempts. Camas looking to make it 43-0 here. 6 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the first half.
Carter Pack with the attempt. And it is going to be good, and that brings the total to 43 for the Papermakers.
Union looking for any sort of offensive momentum here, but Camas just proving too stout and tough to get by here on the defensive side. Back to receive. Once again, we have 42 and 24 for Union. We've got Johnny Hobson and Caleb Cruz.
Union cheerleaders trying to get the crowd back into it any way possible. Their team currently down 43-0. Pack with the kickoff. This one's going to be fielded by Caleb Cruz. Caleb Cruz able to return this one. He finds his way, pass across the 20. He makes his way to the 30-yard line before he's brought down. Ball's going to be spotted. It's like right there at the 29.
Tonga back in at quarterback. I do like what you mentioned, Ryan. Just give him some reps here. Eventually you are going to play teams like Camas, and you need to be prepared on how to respond and how to react to a deficit. Not quite this large, but how do you handle, a 43-point deficit?
Yeah, Tonga's going to go ahead and hand this one off to the running back. Running back does make some positive movement. Looks to be a gain of about 2. So Seem Vu for a 2-yard gain.
Play clock down to 10.
Tonga looking over the middle of the field, he found EJ Tonga. Tonga not able to go ahead and bring that one in. Great defensive play there by Carmelo Davis.
Yeah, and even a near catch from EJ Tonga, too. Gets both hands on it, but the defense is just too good, knocks it away.
Tonga drops back, hits his receiver on the screen. There's a flag on the play, so we'll see what the result is after that's sorted out. Reception made by Caleb Cruz. Looks like it's going to be legal formation on the Titans. So that's going to negate the play and back them up. We're going to go ahead and replay third down. And that turns it into 3rd and 13.
Union starting this play at their own 26.
Tonga trying to find any option. Looks for EJ Tonga over the middle. This ball could have been. They are saying that ball. Was caught, so that's going to be a first down for the Titans.
They give EJ Tonga that call.
I wasn't sure if the ball was incomplete, whether it was a completed catch or an interception. It could have been either one.
It could have gone all three. Tough to argue one way or another. It sounded like the ball hit the ground, but referees say they're going to give it to him.
See the replay here. Oh, that's a great catch by EJ.
Definitely hard to tell. We do have the luxury of replay up here, and even with that, I still don't know.
Yeah, I think EJ was really able to go ahead and get his arms underneath that ball. It was a good play. Vu with a 2-yard carry. That's going to bring up 2nd and 8 right at the 50-yard line. Tonga looking for EJ Tonga once again. That's going to go ahead and fall incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
.257 seconds left in the first half here. 43-0 Camas. Union threatening to get inside Camas territory for the first time tonight on the 50-yard line.
Monty Tonga fires one just off the right hash. There is a late flag that came in. The intended receiver there was number 80, Landon Jenkins.
Yeah, it looks like Hayden Ullman may have gotten there a little bit too early, just a quarter of a second early. That is going to be more than likely pass interference, putting Camas 15 yards further back. Union now on the Camas 35.
That's good positive movement for the Titans. This is the first time they've been in Papermaker territory all night.
Absolutely. You'll take him however you can get him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you have a game like this where things just aren't clicking, right? You're going to take your wins however you can get them and try to build on that. Tonga drops back to pass, looking deep. Unable to connect with his receiver on the long ball. Intended receiver, Keenan Kessel.
Great coverage there from Camas too. A couple guys right in stride with him, but really a great pass. Only putting it where Kessel had a shot, but just barely too far, just out of reach. 4:05 left in the first half. 2nd and 10 on the Camas 35.
Corbin Wade in at running back for the Titans. Tonga keeps this one. He fights his way up the middle. He's going to get a gain of about 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Five completions for Tonga on 11 attempts to 4 different receivers. So everybody getting to touch the rock a little bit.
Tonga fires this one down to the left side looking for E.J. Tonga. That's going to fall incomplete as the ball's overthrown. And that brings up 4th down. 4th and 6 for the Titans. And it looks like the offense for the Titans is going to go ahead and stay on the field here. They're in 4-down territory. And the Titans are going to go ahead and call a timeout.
There's a look at number 33 for Camas, Hayden Ullman, been involved in a couple of plays. See number 19, Dylan Vanderline, along with Joshua Webb. There's the Union Band. And there's your Union Titans taking the field again. Armani Tonga on the field. Union's certainly in a position where got to go for it here.
Yeah, sitting 4th and 6. He's got Corbin Wade as running back, lined up to his right. A 3-receiver set. Tonga dropping back, looking towards his left side. That's a great catch by E.J. Tonga. We'll see if he ended up in bounds. They're going to call that a catch, and it is enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, the Tonga to Tonga connection here. This drive really working well. Here's a good replay. Tonga with maybe the most time he's had all night. What a catch.
That's a great catch, great concentration by EJ to bring that in.
Yeah, definitely gets a foot in bounds.
So that sets up 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. This ball being handed off to Corbin Wade. And he's going to get stopped. It looks like for no gain. Yeah, no gain. So we're going to go ahead and play 2nd and 10. This is the deepest the Titans have been into Papermaker territory tonight.
Absolutely. Longest drive. Well, a lot of firsts for them here on this drive. And E.J. Tonga looking pretty good as the receiver, hauling in a couple of tough catches.
This time, Tonga finding Johnny Hobson with the reception. I'm sorry, that ball ended up being incomplete, so it makes it 3rd and 10.
Another great defensive play there. That was Carmelo Davis again in coverage.
Tonga under pressure finds Corbin Wade. But Corbin Wade was quick to meet the defensive pressure from the Papermakers. That's going to go ahead and bring up fourth down. Be 4th and 14.
Loss of 4, but that is the 6th different Titan receiver. Clock's going to go down to about a minute and a half here.
Tonga firing one over the middle. And that's going to go ahead and fall incomplete.
Yeah, it looks like Union got tripped up there, but that is going to be Camas taking over on the 4th down.
Yeah, the feet of Caleb Cruz just getting tangled up. It is going to result in a turnover on downs. It brings Papermakers out for 1st and 10 with 1:27 left remaining in the half.
Camas with all 3 timeouts here. Up 43-0, don't necessarily need to use them. Druckman in at quarterback.
Finds the running back on the reception, Jack Uhler. That's going to be enough for another Papermaker first down.
Taken down by Ryan Carl. There's a flag on the play. It is going to go against Camas. Back to the 23-yard line. A legal man downfield is the call. Druckman in at quarterback. Uhler back in at running back. 2 receivers top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. 1:15 and rolling. Druckman keeps it, passes it out wide. Gain of about 7, pass complete to number 85, Owen Doyle. Looks like we have another flag. Another penalty against Camas. That's going to push them back even further. Back to the 18 now. Looks like false start was the call. And somehow it's still first down. 1st and 20 for the Papermakers. Under a minute now. Druckman still in. Druckman nearly picked off, but the ball is dropped by Union. Noah Cruz-Ross just unable to bring that one completely in. Camas really catching a break there. This is 2nd and 20 now. Back to the 18-yard line. Druckman in shotgun. Passes out wide. Great blocking for the Papermakers. Once again, finds Barr out wide. Gets him within 4 yards of the first down marker. A 16-yard play there to number 10, Barr. His 3rd catch of the game. Druckman holds it. out wide to Jack Rummel. The ball is fumbled and popped loose. It looked like Rummel ran into his own teammate there, Adam Olson, and the ball came loose. Recovered eventually by Thor Brody, and I'm sorry, that was Maxwell Gibson on the catch. We may have another penalty here. Another penalty going against Camas. Another illegal man downfield. We're down to 2 seconds left here in the first half. Camas, 1 play left on 3rd down. 3rd and 9, clock runs. That is going to bring us to the end of the first half. Camas up 43-0 of the Union Titans in what is supposed to be a rivalry game on senior night for Union. We're going to toss it over to Ryan and Matt at the halftime booth.
Matt Griffin alongside Ryan Fassbinder here for our EPS Sports halftime show. Now, Ryan, I mean, we knew that Camas had the better record going into tonight's game, but I didn't think Union would struggle this much against them.
I didn't either. I really didn't. I mean, anytime you see Camas and Union on the schedule, you know it's a big rivalry. You know both fan bases are definitely into it, and anything can happen during rivalry games. Nothing has gone Union's way tonight.
Right. There's lessons to be learned even in a sound defeat. What are the lessons Union needs to take home tonight?
They have to learn to keep their heads up, right? I mean, you take a look, and you can just see it on the TV monitors. I mean, the Union is completely undersized and overpowered by Camas. And so it's one of these things that how do you go in, how do you keep your head up, how do you find little wins throughout the night?
Right.
You know, the last drive by the Titans, I mean, that was the furthest they got into Camas territory. How do you continue to build on that? How do you make sure you do the little things right? How do you not turn the ball over?
Right.
And those are the things you take away.
Little wins. And you know, we were talking about it in the control room just before you and Kyle talked about the size difference on the line. And the Union team is also younger.
Yeah, they're younger and they've got a little bit less experience. I mean, I know Union certainly has some injuries that have plagued them this season. They've got a few starters that have started for them the past couple of years that are out we haven't seen tonight. And so this is a chance for the younger classmen to really kind of step up and get that game experience too.
Well, we do have the running clock scenario that doesn't start until, or can't be put into effect until the second half. It's going to be, I think, a quick second half, unfortunately.
I do too. Unfortunately, I do, and so we'll see what happens. We'll see what both sides come out with. I mean, you take a look at Camas, and Camas has been absolutely impressive tonight. I mean, their quarterback Ruggiero, I mean, he's absolutely phenomenal. He can throw the ball, he can run the ball. He's going to be great.
They seem to be firing on all cylinders, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll. Good, bad, or indifferent, we'll be back for second half action in just a couple of minutes. Thanks, Ryan, and thanks, Kyle, up in the booth. We did hear the Union Titans band just kicking it out, remaining as positive as ever. And they're part of our levy funded music programs here in Evergreen Public Schools. And one of our programs, the jazz program over at Mountain View High School, recently got the opportunity to use a sports metaphor to play at the Super Bowl of music educator conferences.
After recording 3 performances in February as part of their audition, it was during a rehearsal in April when band director Sam Ormson received the news that Mountain View High School's Jazz Band 1 had been invited to perform at the Midwest Clinic.
And I had my phone out because it was playing music, and I opened up the email, and then I saw like the subject line, and it said Midwest Clinic, and I was like, and I had this little moment of don't click on it because what if it's a no? And so but I did, and I read it to them, and they were all, I don't know if they believed me, but I was like, oh, what? We made it? And so everybody was super excited because they had done all this work to prepare and they had worked so hard to create the audition recording, and they're a hard-working group of kids.
And he was just kind of checking his phone. And then he like stopped talking and just checked his phone, and he read out loud the email, and like everyone was like, oh my goodness, it was so exciting.
Exciting doesn't begin to describe it. The Midwest Clinic is the country's premier music educators conference, and Mountain View's top jazz band is just one of 5 invited to perform at the conference out of hundreds of audition submissions.
Well, so this trip really like symbolizes to the jazz program like how important it is to have jazz programs in school, because like look where it can take you, right? We can go and teach other people how to use their jazz programs in their school. I wouldn't be who I am today without this jazz program, you know.
And the Mountain View Jazz program is a team effort, with director Mark Clausen leading Jazz Band 2 and preparing students for Jazz Band 1.
Personally, I'm really happy just to know that I want to put more into this program, because I know that when they leave me, that they're going to another really great place that they can grow even more from.
And it makes me very, very grateful for my students and for Mountain View and Evergreen that the infrastructure and that what we do is possible. You know, I know it's not just me doing this, it's the students and the families and, you know, the other teachers in the district who started these students on their instruments. So it's a very holistic. There are many, many pieces, and we might be the leaves of the tree, but I totally understand the roots and all of those other pieces that went into it. So there's a lot of gratitude for everything we get to do.
Evergreen Public Schools activities levies help fund music programs in our schools, but this trip is beyond what levy funds can pay for. The total cost of the trip to get 20 students, 3 staff members, and 2 parent chaperones to Chicago is about $37,000 for airfare, ground transportation, hotels, and food. The band does have local and national business sponsors, but is looking for more donations to blunt the impact on families.
So it is still a financial burden on those individual students, and you know they're fundraising as well at the individual level, and they're working hard to do all of that. But it is such an honor that I want it to be possible for all these students.
Trumpet player Claire Hagley says this isn't your run-of-the-mill field trip. They're going to showcase Evergreen Public Schools' outstanding music programs to the world.
It's a lot of things. First of all, Midwest is like one of the biggest band clinics in the nation, and there's every state represented. Not only that, but there's international representation. So I think us being like one of 4 or 5 jazz bands to be able to perform and showcase music for educators just shows how much our program contributes, and not only in the state but the nation.
If you'd like to help make this once-in-a-lifetime performance possible, you can make a tax-deductible donation at mvim.org/Midwest Clinic and click on the Donate Today button. You can also reach the website with the QR code on your screen.
Congratulations once again to the Mountain View High School Jazz Band 1 for earning their appearance at the Midwest Clinic. If I recall the statistic correctly, they are only the 4th band from the Pacific Northwest to perform at the Midwest Clinic in the organization's 79-year history. Now, Mountain View High School's Jazz Band will perform on December 18th. As soon as we get video or photos of their performance, we'll bring them to you. We're just a couple of minutes away from the second half of the Camas Papermakers versus the Union Titans. We'll be back with more second half action in just a couple of minutes.
Calling all student athletes in Evergreen and Battleground Public Schools. The Mark Rigo Athletic Scholarship Fund is accepting applications. Mark Rigo was a beloved football and track coach who passed away in 2018, but left behind a legacy. The thousands of student athletes he pushed to become the best versions of themselves and pursue their dreams.
His whole thing was the power of one. If he could just do one thing each day for one person, he's made an impact.
If you are heading to college or a post-secondary trade school and have taken part in sports in Evergreen or Battleground Public Schools, Rigo's legacy can also help offset some of your college costs. To fill out an application and learn more, head over to rigoscholarship.com. Let's keep Coach Rigo's legacy going by helping new generations of students pursue their dreams.
Hate is loud. It gets clicks. It gets attention. Hate, however, is actually quite small. But love is the majority. Love fills our hearts, our lives, our every day.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
All right, and we are back. Welcome back here to McKenzie Stadium for the second half of our second game tonight. Camas Papermakers against the Union Titans. The Papermakers do currently hold a lead of 43-0 over the Titans. One thing I will say, I got to give credit to the Union Titan band and the student section. They are still as lively as ever, even sitting with a 43-point deficit. So to start things off, just want to let you guys know at home, thank you for joining us on Comcast Channel 328 and on the EPS Sports Network on the YouTube channel at EPS Sports. Welcome. Glad you're here. Ryan Vassbeiner, Kyle Bleeke. Kyle, talked a little bit about it at halftime, but what can Union really do at this point, being down 43 coming into the half? We're looking at a running clock situation. What are some things that they can kind of take away in this moment?
Sure. If you're Union, you got 24 minutes here with the running clock situation. It's going to be a quick second half if the margin holds. With that, just take advantage of the opportunities you have and just try to get your team some reps. Really, reps is what it comes down to, is just getting plays, preparing for next game, because this one's over. This is going to be a Camas win here tonight.
Well, I don't want to say it's over yet. I will give them the benefit of the doubt, but, I think you're right. I think, something that Union really needs to do is they need to go out and play as perfect football as they can, right? Hit your blocks, hit the holes that you need to, limit penalties, don't turn the ball over, right? And if you can do those things and take those things away, then you can have some positive momentum coming from tonight going into next week.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're a head coach for Union, let's just get back to basics. Like you said, let's just focus on the little things. Let's improve and work on those while we're here. Now, if you do have Tyson Ruggiero, if you have Thor Brody on your fantasy team at home, those two guys for Union have really made their mark tonight for Camas.
Could you imagine a high school fantasy football league?
I'm in 4 leagues. I'm in 4.
That'd be great. Union Titans are going to start their drive off on the 20 after the kickoff was kicked into the end zone. That ball, they're going to call it incomplete, almost a catch and fumble, but it is going to be ruled incomplete as Blake McDonald comes in to play quarterback for the Titans in this second half.
And once again, Luke Parbin right there with the coverage, just again getting a hand on that and forcing the ball away. And like you mentioned, we are going to get McDonald back in at quarterback. That is his first pass of the night. Falls incomplete. We saw Armani Tonga for most of the first half. Union switching things up as they tend to do. It's going to be
McDonald targeting Vu there in the flat, and Vu getting hit. Come up limping.
Another near catch for the Titans. This one also broken up.
Good shot of the Union cheerleaders there as Vu makes his way off the field. In checks in number 26, Corbin Wade at the running back position for the Titans.
Play clock down to 15. And there's Blake McDonald on your screen, number 15. Standing next to Corbin Wade, 26 in the backfield.
McDonald rolling out, finds his target. That ball's going to be intercepted by Carmelo Davis. And that's the third big defensive play that Carmelo Davis has made tonight.
Yeah, he seems to be involved in every single play. McDonald goes incomplete, interception. Camas takes over right around the 25-yard line.
In at quarterback for the Papermakers, it is going to be what appears to be the starter. It is Tyson Ruggiero. He completes his first pass of the quarter. of the half. That's going to take it to the 20-yard line, and that brings up 2nd and 4.
Tyler Hansen, his first catch of the night. Six-yard pass there. We're getting a timeout, Union. Running clock, it does stop for scoring plays. It does stop for timeouts. So we're going to hold here at 8:42. Camas looking at 2nd and 4. Good look at Camas there. See Ronan Loop, number 5, defensive back.
What I love seeing there in that shot at Camas was Tyson Ruggiero leading his team, right? He was doling out instructions. He was being the one that was really uplifting his team as his team comes out, to face 2nd and 4. A great leadership shown by that young man. This pass is complete to Charlie Barr. Barr continues to fight his way towards the end zone. He's going to be brought down. It looks like the 6-yard line. And so that's going to go ahead and bring up 1st and goal. Ruggiero decides to go ahead and keep this one. He tries to break around the corner. He's not going to be able to get clear. He does get a gain of about 2, it looks like. So that's going to be 2nd and goal. And the ball's going to be placed right on the 3-yard line.
Now, we didn't get to talk much about it because Ruggiero took a seat about halfway, or I guess early into the 2nd quarter, but he did rack up 125 yards rushing pretty much in the 1st quarter alone. Seeing more of his
This pass thrown over the middle finds Charlie Barr for another Papermaker touchdown.
That is Barr's 3rd receiving score of the night on 5 catches, all coming from Ruggiero passes. Ruggiero now 3 scoring passes through the air, 2 on the ground. Responsible for 5 of the 7 Camas touchdowns so far.
That's certainly impressive. Kicking duties for the Papermakers have been split tonight. This extra point attempt is going to be taken by number 35, Jackson Tyler. Tyler gets the kickoff, and that's going to be good through the uprights. That tacks 1 more onto the scoreboard, bringing the total to 50.
All right, 50-0 Papermakers over the Titans. Under 7.5 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Three different receivers have caught passes tonight for Camas. Leading all of them is Charlie Barr with 5 of the 7 total receptions. So far, Ruggiero 7 of 8 with 69 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 127 yards on the ground on 6 carries.
Back to return for the Titans. We've got Caleb Cruz and Johnny Hobson standing right on the 3-yard line. The kickoff is up, and it is going to be caught by Cruz. Cruz starts the return on the far hash. He tries to cut back up through the middle. He's going to run into traffic, trying to get out to the far side, and he's going to run into traffic. He brings that ball out to the 19-yard line where the Titans are going to go ahead and start their drive.
McDonald back in at quarterback for Union.
Receivers lining up are Bowden Norman, Porter Heitch, and Trey Smith. This ball is going to be kept by McDonald. McDonald's able to go ahead and get a gain of 2, and that brings up 2nd and 8. Keenan Kessel checks in as a receiver for the Titans. Seem Vu back in the backfield as well for the Titans. McDonald scrambling out to his right, outside of the pocket, lets one fly. He's got an open receiver. Unable to connect there with Porter Heitch.
Yeah, again, just a yard or 2 over the head of receiver Porter Heitch. Just out of reach there.
McDonald's looking downfield. Scrambles outside the pocket. He decides to keep it and run with it. He's going to go ahead and get hit right at the 26-yard line, and that is going to bring up 4th down, 4th and 3. Looks like they did spot the ball on the 32, so it gives them an extra yard, brings up 4th and 2.
Camas defense is really just not allowed the rushing attack of Union to do anything at all. So far, the Titans negative 10 yards on the ground.
Titans are going to go ahead and get a 1st down off that offside penalty from the Papermakers. So that's going to go ahead and spot the ball now on the 32-yard line and give the Titans a fresh set of downs.
About 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Donald looking deep, trying to find Trey Smith. Smith unable to bring that one in.
Mason Davis in coverage there, but Smith had him. Second and 10 on the 32.
McDonald takes a 3-step drop. He fires under coverage over the middle of the field, and that's going to go ahead and fall incomplete. That brings up 3rd down. We're still looking at 3rd and 10.
Was number 8 there for Union, Tobias Chappell, senior tight end.
McDonald trying to find an open receiver. Fires one over the middle that's going to go ahead and fall incomplete. It's going to be a turnover and downs for the Titans. The Papermakers are going to go ahead and take over the ball at the 32-yard line.
McDonald with time, but not a receiver available here. It is going to be the Union punt squad coming out onto the field.
That's Joshua Fish, the punter for the Titans. Able to go ahead and get this punt successfully off. It's going to take a big Union bounce. Best punt of the night for Fish, and that's going to roll out to the 21-yard line where the Papermakers are going to take over.
Absolutely, yeah. When you have a couple punts blocked just because guys are getting to you real quick, but you have that much time and space to work with, kind of just shows what the punting team can do for Union. We're going to get close to the end of the third quarter here. Camas will probably run a play. Camas so far has held Union to 0 for 7 on passing attempts here in the third quarter.
There is a new quarterback in the game for Papermakers, Benjamin Druckman. We did see him in the second quarter.
That was Jack Uhler with the ball. Gain of maybe 1.
Druckman now looking at 2nd and 9. Druckman feeds a pass into Maxwell Gibson for a medium-sized gain. That's going to go ahead and bring up 3rd and 1. That's going to bring it into the third quarter. We'll go ahead and we'll switch sides. Druckman, a junior, so he's certainly getting some experience to break out on his senior year.
That's what you got to do too. And if you're Camas right now, it's all about reps. Everything, every football opportunity is about reps, and that's the more you get of those, just the better prepared you're going to be for future opportunities. So Druckman right now getting some valuable play time.
All right, 3rd and 1 for the Papermakers as we start this fourth quarter. And the Titans are going to go ahead and get a tackle for a loss. Rushing attempt made by Julian Vargas Glovea. That brings up 4th down. Maybe 4th and 4. Looks like the Papermakers are going to go ahead and bring out the punt team. Jackson Tyler will go ahead and punt the ball off.
Should be Camas's first punt of the night. All of their previous drives ended in TDs.
Yeah, back to receive for the Titans is number 11, EJ Tonga. High punt, and that's going to go ahead and take a Titan bounce, and it's going to be down right at the 46-yard line in Camas territory. So the Titans getting good field position to start.
Union cheerleaders again, still trying to keep the crowd in it. We're going to get McDonald back in the game here. 10.5 left to go.
Corbin Wade, the running back in the game for the Titans.
We have Faiga Latoya coming on the field.
Wade is going to go ahead and get the rushing opportunity. He's going to go ahead and get a gain of 6. Good run up the middle by Wade. That brings up 2nd and 4. McDonald hands this one off to Wade once again. Wade going to go ahead and pick up another yard on that carry. Brings up 3rd and 3. Looks like Wade asking for a quick sub, so Seem Vu will go ahead and check back into the game at running back.
Wade so far the leading rusher for the Titans. 3 attempts, 7 yards. Vu coming back onto the field with 4 total yards on 5 attempts.
McDonald drops back to pass. Attempted receiver there, number 80, Landon Jenkins. Ball just thrown behind him. Remember, as we are in that mercy rule stage, the clock will continue to run even on incomplete passes.
That was a Gavin Clark on your screen here. Receiver on the near side of the field.
McDonald, firing pass over the middle.
Right to Clark, but through his hands.
No, that was Landon Jenkins. Number 80 for Camas is Gavin Clark. That's okay. It happens. I've done it.
Jack Parbin in coverage there, ready just in case that catch was secured. 8 minutes to go in the game here, 50-0 Camas.
That incomplete pass does set up a turnover on down, so the Papermakers are going to go ahead and take the ball over on their own 38-yard line.
Looks like we may have a new quarterback in as well.
Yeah, this is Gavin Sheffield for the Papermakers. Sheffield, the 6', 150-pound sophomore. Hands this ball off to, this one's to Julian Vargas Govea. Govea able to go ahead and pick up 5. Sheffield keeps this one. This time he makes the pass over to number 29. Unfortunately, I don't have number 29 on my roster. I'd like to give that young man credit.
It is a good tackle made by Luis Aguayo. Able to wrap him up. 3rd and 4 for the Papermakers. Sheffield completes his first attempt of the day. .34 in the backfield for Camas now.
Sheffield hands it off to 34, the running back. Cuts back up inside, and he's going to go ahead and get a gain of 3. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. And it looks like Sheffield is going to go ahead. No, it looks like they may end up bringing out the punt team. No, they're not.
Oh, I faked everybody out. 4th and 1. Oh, they're still
trying to get the right personnel out on the field. Sheffield is going to go ahead and stay out for 4th and 1. All right, Sheffield hands this one off to the 34, the running back, and he's going to be tackled for a loss. That's going to be a turnover on downs. Bringing him down was number 54, Nathan Kushnaruk. Very excited to go ahead and make that tackle.
All right, Union's going to take over at the Camas 45-yard line. We've got 5 minutes remaining here in the game. Does look like McDonald's going to stay on the field here. We've got Landon Jenkins, number 80, at the bottom of your screen.
McDonald drops back to pass, fires over the middle, and that is going to go ahead and fall incomplete. Intended receiver was number 8, Tobias Chappell.
Maxwell Gibson gets a hand on it, unable to corral it. 2nd and 10.
Four minutes left remaining in the game here. We are at a running clock situation. 2nd and 10 for the Titans. McDonald fires this one off to his right. He does go ahead and complete that to Landon Jenkins. It's going to be a gain of 9 and brings up 3rd and 1.
Cornerback Harbin pushes him out. Typically would stop the clock, but it's going to keep rolling here. Ryan, thoughts on Camas tonight? This is the first time we've been able to see them this year.
Yeah, they've certainly been impressive. I mean, the way that they came out between Tyson Ruggiero, Thor Brody, Charlie Barr, I mean, those three combined have made up all the touchdowns for the Papermakers tonight. Really impressed with Ruggiero, the way that he can run the ball, the way that he can throw the ball. I'm excited to see what he continues to do, and if Camas can make a run in the playoffs, he's going to be a big part of that. I've been impressed. Defensively, they've been great too.
Yeah, defensively, I mean, Union has had a few opportunities, a few close catches, but Camas is always there to break up those attempts.
McDonald's going to keep this one. He fires it out late. He finds Tobias Chappell, but the ball's going to be dropped.
And that's just another glimpse, too, that we've seen. I mean, all of these, not all of them, but a lot of passes are finding Titans' hands, but Camas right in stride with them and finding options to break those up.
Yeah, you bring up a good point. I mean, we've seen several drop passes tonight. We've seen a couple passes where Titan receivers have been able to create space and break away from their defenders, and the ball's just overthrown by a yard or two. In that instance, the ball's thrown behind the receiver, and so they're close. The Titans are close. They just got to tighten some things up, get a little bit more experience.
Sure, they are, and even the ones where they're able to break away, the scary part is the most amount of separation we've seen tonight is maybe a couple yards.
Yeah.
Camas is always right there.
Yeah.
Camas just both sides of the ball extremely lethal.
So that is a turnover on downs. The Papermakers are going to go ahead and take over. It is Gavin Sheffield back at quarterback for the Papermakers. And that ball is going to be handed off to Julian Vargas Gavea, and he's going to be tackled for a loss.
It's going to be a loss of 5 for Camas. Pushes them back to their own 31. Should just be another 2 plays to round out this one. Camas jumped out to a 14-0 lead extremely early, added a couple more in the first, 15-0. Added a couple more throughout the first quarter. Ended up escalating that lead to 43-0 at the half, and now hold a 50-0 advantage.
Another rushing attempt there by Gavea. It's going to move the Papermakers back a little bit further as we click just under a minute left in this football game. And it looks like the Papermakers do have to run just one more play before we finish this game out.
Sheffield getting the play call.
Play clock down to 3. And Sheffield does go ahead and take a knee, and that's gonna run the clock out. That does finish us up here. The Camas Papermakers do win this one 50-0 over the Union Titans. Tough loss for the Titans. Camas looked good.
They looked very, very good.
They looked great. So we want to thank you all for joining us tonight here on Friday Night Lights in Clark County. Thank you for those of you watching on Comcast Channel 328 and on the EPS YouTube channel. We appreciate you. I'm Ryan Vassbinder for Kyle Bleake. Have a great night.
See you next week.